Hi, Nadeem here from Smart Riding Gadgets. I've got the W702Bs Carpuride unit and the Chigee AIO5 for BMW here. Now, I thought I'd do a quick comparison between these two on the bike and just hold them in my hand and show you the difference. I mean, it may not sound like a lot from 5" to 7, but it actually is. As you can see from this, it's a massive difference in size of screens and everything. The Chigee units are well made. They do a lot. They integrate with the Wonder Wheel for the BMW model, and it works really well. But Carpuride have caught up, and theirs does as well. And you've got the connectors at the back on both of these. They both work in the same way. The quality of the Carpuride units has improved over the first generation. I bought the first generation units when they came out, and the mount was different and it was not as stable as the new one. And basically the new one feels and looks a lot better. So the Carpuride is still cheaper than the Chigee unit, and I think overall in balance, I think the Carpuride gives more value for money than the Chigee unit does. Both are good units. It's not that either of them are not good, but in terms of space on the screen and everything. But I mean, again, when I just had the AIO5 and I wasn't using a 7" display, I was happy enough with it, and I have used it, and it's a decent enough, piece of kit, the Chigee unit, and it's stable and it works. But having used the Carpuride for the last couple of weeks, I'd say I'm more leaning towards taking the Carpuride out now than I am the Chigee. That's the difference here. But anyway, I thought I'd put them on the bike and let you see them. So this is the Chigee unit on the bike. This is the size of it. You can see there's a gap here between the bracket, the BMW bracket, and the unit itself. And this is how it looks. As I said, if you didn't have the 7" unit, you probably wouldn't miss not having the 7" unit. But when you know it's available there, it makes sense to go for the 7". I'm sure it does. There is a 6" unit coming out from Chigee as well. However, because of the way they do their displays, it's not going to be a lot bigger. I don't think it's still not going to give the same kind of real estate in terms of, viewing space that the 7" Carpuride does. And overall, I think Chigee is going overboard with the pricing now. The AIO6 is on Kickstarter at the moment, and the prices are almost double what the Carpuride unit is, and I do not think it's worth double the money. I just don't think it's worth spending that amount of money on one of these units, particularly when the Carpuride is half the price. But anyway, that's what the Chigee AIO5 looks like. Let's try the Carpuride unit now. So this is the Carpuride unit on the bike, and this is how it looks, and immediately you can see how much difference it makes in terms of the size. When you put the Chigee up next to it, the Chigee looks tiny. So it does make a huge difference, I think. And with the data integration from BMW that Carpuride have managed, there's actually more stuff available on the data display than the Chigee unit does. This one even shows brakes. So if I pull the front brake there, you'll see the yellow light coming on. Plus indicators and everything are up there as well. There's a lot more information available with their unit. Lean angle sensor shows, even on my 2017 GS Adventure, it doesn't show on the Chigee unit, but it does on this. So I'm not sure why that is. I think it's something that's built into the Carpuride unit, but I need to ask Carpuride. I haven't asked yet. So it's a question I've been meaning to ask them. But yeah, in terms of size, the Carpuride wins hands down. The display is quite clean and crisp. I think the Carpuride unit is brighter than the AIO5 for BMW unit. I couldn't tell you exactly how much, but just from the eye, just looking at it, it does seem a lot brighter. You can change this to a white display for during the day if you want. I mean, to be honest, I've just kept it in the black mode. I prefer it in the black mode. But overall, I think if you're trying to choose between the two, and you've got BMW, GS or X1000 XR, something that will work with the Wonder Wheel on your bike, then the Carpuride is a better buy. I still think it's probably a better unit to be buying than the Chigee at the moment. Now, the AIO6 from Chigee is coming out soon, which is going to be a 6-inch unit, but it's still, because of the way they do their displays, it's not going to be that big. It's not going to give you a huge amount more space than the 5-inch does. So, because I've got some 6-inch units that I've tested before and they don't look the same. Format-wise, they're different and everything, but this is still the better buy. So if you're trying to choose between the two, I'd be inclined to say it's the Carpuride W702Bs that you want. Thanks.